Welcome, folks. My name is Carter Yoakum. If you don't know who I am, I buy real estate with creative finance. And what that means is I find people who own their properties outright and I buy that real estate or I help other people buy that real estate using owner finance. Sometimes we also do something called subject to, where we take over other people's loans. What I want to do with this live stream is I want to show you guys how I find, negotiate, and close creative finance deals using Zillow. It's very, very easy. There's probably not going to be a whole lot of people who join here live, but that's okay. I want to put this out there so that way you guys know exactly how I was able to close $6 million in creative finance real estate this year. And I've also helped some other people buy real estate using creative finance, in particular, using this strategy. So, what I'm going to do here is I am going to go on to Zillow.com. I'm sure you guys all know what Zillow is. Zillow is my preferred syndication platform. You can use Realtor.com, you can use Trulia, you can use Craigslist, whatever you want. I'm located in Boise, Idaho. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to type in Boise, Idaho on Zillow. And let's see. If you guys are going to go on Zillow or Realtor.com or whatever to practice along with me, it's really helpful if you know the area. And the reason it's helpful is because you can disqualify properties a lot quicker. It's pretty easy to qualify that, yes, I want to buy that house because it looks nice, but it's a lot harder to disqualify houses based on the area, based on the finishes, based on the market trends. So those are things that it's a lot easier if you know the area versus having to do more research. But regardless, this is still going to be helpful. So as you guys go to Zillow.com, and I'm going to do this here on my iPad so that way I can show you guys exactly what I'm doing. When you go to Zillow.com, all you're going to want to do is just type in whatever area that you're going to be searching for. In particular, I'm going to go for Boise because that's where I live. And I know the market here. So that makes a lot of sense. So you can just see I'm just on Zillow.com. Okay. I'm on Zillow. I don't even have a special subscription. I'm not signed in or anything. Now, it's going to ask you a few questions. If this is your first time, if it's not your first time, that's fine. It won't ask you these questions. But what we're looking for here is, in particular, I want to know what's for sale, of course. So I'm going to hit for sale. Now, you can see here, there's a couple parameters that you're going to be looking for. In particular, there is, yes, we want it for sale. There's price. There is the square foot and the filters and a lot of other things that you can find in the filters. What I'm going to be looking for is the typical house in America is a 3-bed, 2-bath, right? And I'm going to be searching for 3-bed, 2-bath homes that have been on the market for at least 40 days. The reason why I'm looking for the average home in America is because there's a reason it's the average. Not only is it affordable, but it's what most families live in. And what that means is that there's probably a lot more opportunity, meaning the market size is bigger in that area, or with that type of house, rather. If that's the case, I'm going to have more opportunities to look at properties and filter through those properties as I'm looking. The next thing I want to put in here is I want to put, let's see, sorted by homes for you. I don't want to sort by homes for you. I want to sort by newest. And the reason I want to sort by newest is I want to be able to scroll down and go down to at least 40 days on market, because 40 days on market means a couple things. They probably listed it incorrectly, meaning the price wasn't correct. They probably didn't have good photos. There's a reason it's not sold, right? It's not always that the house is actually in bad condition. Sometimes it's just that they listed it incorrectly. If that's the case, that's where we can win, because whenever we have a property that has been sitting because they marketed it incorrectly, that's a really great opportunity for us to find a home that would work well for a rental, for a primary residence, for a short-term rental, for some kind of investment property, whatever you're wanting to do with real estate, that gives us an opportunity to find a good piece of ground and a good property that's just been marketed incorrectly. That'd be like going to an Apple store to buy an Apple Watch, but they tell you that they only market those at Williams Sonoma, which wouldn't make any sense, right? Like that, it makes sense that you would go to the Apple store to buy an Apple Watch, not Williams Sonoma. So sometimes people do things incorrectly, even whenever they're listing their homes, and even whenever they hire a professional real estate agent, they list it incorrectly, so it doesn't show up in the right place. And we can find these properties on Zillow. So again, I'm sorting for newest. I'm filtering for only houses at this time. I'm not looking for anything else besides just homes. I do want 3-bed and 2-bath, right? Or at least 1.5, let's say. And for my price point, I'm going to move that down to about 800,000. So here's the parameters that I set. You can see I put 800,000 right here. Okay, 3-bed, up to 4 bedrooms, at least 1.5 bath, only homes, and I'm looking here in Boise, Idaho, right? Okay. As I'm searching through these properties, there's 209 of them. I'm going to scroll down until I start to see 20 days on market. There's 30 days, 32 days. Perfect. Okay. Here's a couple indications that tell me that these are some good listings to look at. So we're going to look at this one right here. Okay. This one has had a price drop recently. Also, if you look at that main photo right there, that kind of looks staged. It's probably not lived in. We're going to go ahead and scroll through the photos here, and I'm just going to scroll through them with you. And I'm looking at my screen over here. So far, it looks clean. It's pretty. Does not look lived in. It just looks staged, right? It's a little too clean. Yep. Okay. Empty bedrooms. That's a really good indication. So this is a good house that, it's a pretty house, a great location. I don't see any issues with it just from looking at the photos. Wow, it's actually a really beautiful piece of property. Okay, why hasn't this sold? Is it that the price is too high? Let's see. Let's read a little bit about it, see if we can get some information. Come home to this gorgeous 1925 classic, beautifully remodeled, organic landscaping, thoughtful renovations, coveted walkable communities, ready for you to call home. Okay, it's been on the market for 30 days. Who knows why this has been listed for too long? Let's go ahead. We're actually going to call this agent. And so that's how I find a deal. So if you guys, I'm going to recap this really quick. What we did was we went to Zillow. I searched for a 3-bed, 2-bath house, which is the average home in America. So there's a large quantity of those for us to sort through and find a good deal. This home has been on the market for 32 days. It's a good looking house. It's vacant. The reason we want it vacant is because we know that no one lives there and they don't have to make the payments on that home. That's either the case that they don't have to make the payments, or on the alternative, they really need to make the payments, so they need to sell it quick. If in the case that they really need to make the payments, that's probably a family that had to leave town or had to go somewhere else. They had to move for whatever reason, and they had to leave their home kind of in a hurry, obviously without selling it because no one lives there and it's not sold yet. In that case, there's an opportunity for us to potentially take over a loan versus do an owner finance. Either way, we know that whoever is owner of this home can stand it not living there at the moment. So as we talk with this agent, if they answer, this is how I discuss the options for creative finance with an agent, because I'm not talking directly to the seller.
This is Holly.
Hi, Miss Holly. My name's Carter with Aspire Realty. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Carter?
Doing well, Miss Holly. Holly, I was hoping I could chat with you about a listing you have at 1216 Wahi.
Yes, what you want to know?
Well, it's a super cute house.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, I'm wondering why, if you guys have gone under contract or if it's the road or why it hasn't sold yet.
So I think it hasn't sold yet because the upstairs bathroom is not an ensuite. So the upstairs, the master bedroom, it's that time, that build year
Right.
where ensuites were not common. And I think that's what, people want the grand ensuite bathroom. But if you can get around that, I think it's fantastic. Probably the only other thing that hasn't been positive is that the ceilings downstairs are not low, but they're certainly not high.
Right.
So it doesn't feel open and grand downstairs.
Understood.
Yeah.
But the lot, I mean, it's a great sized lot. It looks beautiful.
It's fantastic. I know.
Yeah. So I'm curious, obviously you guys, it looks like you've been listed for 30 days. I haven't done the research on the back end. Have you been listed for longer than that too? Because the pictures are obviously taken in the summer.
We have, yeah. We were listed. I changed brokerages, so that's
Oh.
why it shows as a new listing.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been listed for a little bit, and it's just that time of year in the market. We don't know why
Right.
it hasn't gained traction because the location is ideal.
Right. Yeah, that's a great location. I actually used to live right around the corner from there, and we'd walk our dogs right by that place.
Yeah.
So
do you have people that might like it, or what are you thinking of it?
Yes, well, I'm sort of pre-qualifying myself, if you will, before we get too excited. And the reason I say that is I'm curious if you guys have considered any kind of creative finance option.
So they haven't directly, but what sort of thing are you proposing?
Well, I guess it depends on the situation that the sellers are in. Obviously, owner finance is part of creative finance, which would mean that they, either own it outright or have a significant amount of equity. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum is they have a loan that's favorable that we could take over.
So there's some potential to that.
Okay.
I believe that they do have a mortgage, but I believe that they have a significant amount of equity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there might be opportunity for even something like a lease option. Just something creative where we could get someone in there and then get them paid back, in the next couple years.
Yeah, with a balloon or something like that.
Okay.
I think that there's something there's potential with that. They're very they've already moved out of state, so they're not even here, but they're very smart, wonderful people.
Okay.
And so things that are not typical, they don't shy away from them. They're okay with looking at something creative.
Okay. Well, great. Well, in that case, that's really good to know, and that sort of opens up the door for us a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is it vacant right now, I'm guessing?
It's vacant and staged.
Perfect. Would it be all right if we went and took a look at that property here in the next day or two?
Yeah, that works just fine.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll text you before I head that way, and then we'll come up with an option that could work on our side. Do you know if they do have a mortgage on the place, is it small enough maybe that we could just pay that off and that would make them feel more comfortable probably?
I don't know. I don't know what small enough would be. I would venture to say they owe maybe 200 on it.
Okay.
Maybe more than that.
Got it. Okay.
So I don't know what sort of funds your people have, but my guess is they're in that ballpark.
Yep. Yeah. No, we would be closer to like the 60 grand to 80 grand range for a payoff.
Definitely have something bigger than that.
Yep. Okay. But still possibility, it sounds like, for creative, even if we couldn't pay off that initial loan.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd love to look at something interesting from you.
Great. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, I'll shoot you a message and then we'll go from there.
That's great, Carter. Thanks
Okay.
so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Holly. Bye-bye. Okay. And there you go. I have been on this live for approximately 15 minutes. If you guys didn't watch the whole thing, that's totally fine. But what I did was I found a home in less than 15 minutes on Zillow as I was explaining to you guys the process for me to find homes. This home right here, it's a super cute house. Okay. I just want to show you these two photos. There's the outside, there's the inside. Okay. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath home, 2,080 square feet in a beautiful location here in Boise. I found this house that has an opportunity for creative finance. I found it in less than 15 minutes. Now I'm going to go take a look at this house. I'm going to present something with creative finance. If I can buy this thing creative finance and I can get this to cash flow as a rental, I'm going to do that all day long. If I have clients as a real estate agent and I want to help them buy a house with creative finance, I'm doing my job better because I'm actually qualifying more properties and opening up the scope of what properties they can buy because I know about creative finance. So if you or someone you know or your real estate agent doesn't understand exactly how to find, negotiate, or close any of these real estate deals using creative finance, meaning owner finance or subject to, I want you guys to subscribe to this channel because I plan on putting out a lot more content that's exactly like this, where I teach you and I show you exactly what I do to find these creative finance deals. Hopefully we can go take a look at this one and we can get into this house with some really great creative finance terms. And then I'm going to add another rental to my portfolio. Look at that thing. That's super, super cute. I love this area. Thank you guys. Please subscribe to this channel. Again, my name is Carter Yoakum. I help people buy real estate with creative finance, and I will see you next time.